Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a question that I think is on a lot of people's minds. How do you get that professional spa-level relaxation and recovery at home, without just emptying your bank account for a pricey membership? And we're zooming in on one very specific piece of gear, the Homsido one-person infrared sauna. Everything we've seen suggests this one kind of hits a sweet spot. It's compact, it's made from this nice Canadian hemlock wood, and it uses that gentle, far infrared heat.
That's right. And our mission for you listening is pretty simple. We're going to cut through all the marketing hype, all the confusing specs. We want to give you a really clear, honest take on whether this Homsido model is, truly the best starting point for a home wellness sanctuary.
Or if it's just going to be another big thing that collects dust in the corner.
Exactly.
So here's how we'll break it down. We'll start with just the logistics, getting this thing into your house and what it's actually made of. Then we'll do the real deep dive on the tech, translating things like far infrared and low EMF into what they actually mean for you.
And then we'll pull together what real owners are saying, the good and the bad, before we give our final verdict. So let's jump in.
Okay, so we have to start with logistics because this isn't exactly a small Amazon package showing up at your door.
No, not at all. Our sources confirm it's a really substantial purchase. It arrives in two separate, very sturdy boxes. We're talking heavily protected, often strapped down to a pallet.
And that detail, the two boxes and the heavy packaging, that's actually a huge positive.
It really is. When you order something this big, with tempered glass and heavy wood panels, your biggest fear is it arriving in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We saw review after review praising the packaging. People described it as military grade, with thick foam and tight wrapping. It seems to clear that first huge hurdle. Everything, including that glass door, almost always arrives in perfect shape.
Okay, so it gets there safely. What's the first impression when you unbox it?
The quality of the materials. It's made from natural Canadian hemlock wood, and this is a really critical detail because it really defines the whole experience inside.
And why hemlock? Because I think a lot of people just automatically associate saunas with cedar.
That's the key difference. Cedar has a very, very strong smell. Some people love it, but it can be overpowering.
Mm-hmm.
Hemlock is chosen because it's durable, it holds its shape against heat, but most importantly, it has this wonderfully mild, clean, almost spa-like scent.
So it's more subtle.
Exactly. It's calming. It doesn't interfere with the therapy. It just immediately tells you that you've bought a solid, well-made wooden cabin, not some flimsy tent.
Let's get concrete on the size for anyone planning where to put this.
Right. So the interior dimensions are very specific. 32 inches deep, 34 inches wide, and 67 inches high.
So it is genuinely a one-person only unit, no sharing.
Absolutely not. And it has some real heft. Assembled, it weighs 319 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so you need to be prepared. If you're putting this on an upper floor or a delicate surface, you have to make sure the floor can handle that constant weight, plus your own.
Okay, so let's move from the structure to the experience, the heat itself. This isn't like that old school sauna at the gym, right? The one that feels like an oven.
No, that's the whole paradigm shift with far infrared.
Right.
Traditional saunas heat the air around you to scorching temperatures, which then heats your body. It's convection.
Mm-hmm.
Far infrared is different. It uses specific light wavelengths to penetrate directly into your body's tissues. It generates warmth from the inside out.
So what does that actually feel like for the person sitting inside?
It feels like a deep, penetrating warmth, but without the suffocating air. This Homsido uses 1200 W carbon crystal heaters, and they keep the air inside at a much gentler, say 110 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
So you can breathe easily.
You can breathe easily, but you get this intense therapeutic sweat. And that deeper penetration is really what helps with muscle recovery and boosting circulation.
And a huge plus for people like me who are always short on time, that technology means it's fast.
Incredibly fast. A traditional sauna can take forever to preheat. These carbon crystal panels heat up really uniformly and quickly. You're ready for your session in just 15, maybe 20 minutes.
That's a game changer. It makes it something you can actually do every day.
It turns it from a special occasion into a daily ritual, for sure.
Okay, I want to challenge one of the big marketing buzzwords here. Low EMF. EMF, electromagnetic fields, that's a real concern for people when you're literally surrounded by electronic heaters.
Right.
How do we know this is actually low and not just a clever phrase?
That's a fair and really important question.
Huh?
Low EMF here really comes down to the design of those carbon crystal heaters. Unlike older ceramic rod heaters that create these really concentrated magnetic fields, the carbon panels spread the heat and the field over a much, much larger surface area.
So it's about spreading it out.
That's part of it. The technology itself just operates at a lower field intensity. And good manufacturers, like Homsido, use specific wiring and shielding to cut it down even further. So while low isn't some universally regulated term, tests show these units are way below accepted safety thresholds. You're getting the therapeutic heat without the high field intensity.
That context is so important. All right, let's shift to a feature that I have to admit sounds a little gimmicky. The negative ion oxygen bar.
Yeah, my skepticism meter went up on that one too, initially.
Is it just a fan?
It's actually more functional than it sounds. It's a negative ion generator. You think of the air around a waterfall or after a thunderstorm. It feels clean and charged.
Okay.
Those negative ions attach to airborne particles,
Yeah?
dust, odors, and make them drop out of the air. So in a small sealed box where you're sweating, it keeps the air from feeling stale and heavy.
So it's not adding oxygen, it's just cleaning the air that's already in there.
Exactly. Users consistently say it prevents that stuffy, closed-in feeling. It really adds to that sanctuary vibe.
What about the other creature comforts? It has those 7-color chromotherapy lights and a Bluetooth speaker. How do they actually perform?
The lights are great, simple, effective. You get a little remote, you can set the mood. Calming blue for a late night session, or maybe an energizing amber if you're using it midday. It's the nice touch.
And the audio, is it any good?
The Bluetooth speaker is functional. I think that's the word. You need to set your expectations. It is not a high fidelity sound system.
Right.
It's perfect for a podcast, an audio book, some mellow music. It definitely beats sitting in silence. But if you're an audiophile, you probably want to bring in your own little portable speaker.
Okay, let's talk about what can be the biggest headache with any big online purchase. Putting it together. It says it's a modular tongue and groove design. How easy is it for someone who isn't, a carpenter?
It is genuinely designed for non-carpenters. You really only need a screwdriver for the door handle. The panels are designed to just snap together. But, and this is a huge but, there's one critical piece of advice that came up over and over again.
Okay, lay it on us. What's the big mistake everyone makes?
Trying to use the paper instruction manual.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the sources are unanimous. One person called it an absolute disaster. The print is bad. The diagrams are confusing. It's the number one source of frustration.
It's so weird when a company makes a great product but then includes terrible instructions.
It is. So here's our official deep dive tip. Just throw the paper manual away. Don't even look at it. Go straight to the manufacturer's website and find the online video tutorial.
And that makes the difference.
A world of difference. People who did that said what could have been a 4-hour nightmare turned into a smooth 60 to 90-minute job with 2 people. It really is like a big snap-together kit once you see how it's done.
That tip alone is worth it. So now it's built, it's running. What are people actually feeling? That 4.7 star rating is impressive. What are the tangible benefits they report?
The feedback is so consistent. It's not just, I feel relaxed. People point to 3 things constantly. First, better sleep. The deep heat seems to help regulate body temperature, leading to much deeper, more restorative sleep.
So it's not just a feeling, it's something you can actually track.
Precisely. Second, a huge one for anyone who works out. A major reduction in muscle soreness and stiffness. The targeted heat just seems to speed up recovery. And third, something a little more anecdotal, but it came up so often, better skin complexion, that sauna glow people talk about.
I also noticed some reviews talking about detoxification, using it to help with chronic issues like mold exposure or Lyme. It seems like it's being used as a serious wellness tool, not just a luxury item.
That's right. The deep sweat it produces is key. And speaking of daily use, there are 2 really practical tips that users recommend for comfort.
The first one's about the floor, I think?
Yes. The heating panel on the floor can get pretty intense, sometimes too hot for bare feet. The universal recommendation is to always put a thick towel or maybe a bamboo mat down before you get in.
Simple fix. And the second one goes back to the weight of the unit.
Correct. You've got this 319-pound cabin. Users strongly advise putting it on a hard, level surface. If you absolutely have to put it on carpet, do yourself a favor and slide a solid piece of plywood underneath it first.
To distribute the weight.
Right. It prevents the unit from sinking into the carpet and keeps everything level and stable over time.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Let's pull it all together into a clear, balanced list of pros and cons.
Let's do it. For the pros, the big ones are efficient, fast heating, far infrared therapy that really works. The Canadian Hemlock construction feels high quality and durable. And the low EMF and negative ion features are huge for safety and comfort at this price.
And the assembly is a pro, but only if you use the video.
Exactly. That's a key detail. It all adds up to just excellent value for what you're getting.
All right, now for the cons. The things you need to know before you buy.
Top of the list has to be those terrible paper instructions. It's a frustrating oversight. Then there's the floor heating panel being a bit too intense. And as we said, the Bluetooth speakers are just okay, not amazing.
And you have to be honest about the space. It takes up a dedicated spot, and it is strictly for one person.
Oh, sure.
So that brings us to the final verdict. Who is the ideal person for this sauna? Who should be clicking buy now?
This is really tailor-made for the solo wellness seeker, maybe an athlete focused on recovery, or just anyone who wants their own private retreat. If your priority is safe, deep, muscle-melting heat and low EMF, and you don't care about having, say, near-infrared or concert-quality audio, then this is the perfect entry point. It's effective and it's affordable.
And on the flip side, who should definitely skip this model?
Well, any family or couple looking to share. It is way too tight for two. Also, and this is important, if you're very tall, I'm talking over 6 feet, that 67-inch interior height is going to feel cramped. You'll likely have to slouch, which kind of defeats the purpose of relaxing. And obviously, skip it if your number one priority is amazing sound or you need specific multi-spectrum therapy.
So in the end, the Homsido one-person sauna really delivers on its main promise. Reliable, therapeutic, far-infrared heat in a solid, safe box. It just seems to offer phenomenal value for starting that at-home wellness routine.
And that leads to our final thought for you to take away. You're not just buying a product here, you're really investing in a daily habit. So the question is, what is the actual value of having reliable, immediate access to comfort and recovery? That 15 or 20 minutes of deep heat every single day, what is that worth to your energy, your sleep, and your quality of life over the next 5 years?
If you are ready to explore that path and grab that daily comfort for yourself, we've done the research for you. You can check the latest price and availability, and you'll find the link to buy the Homsido one-person infrared sauna right in the description below.
We rise like tall buildings.